Carrying on with the Doctor Who theme, we have another painting video, and this is the namesake of the last of our kittens. This is the Master, also known as Harold Saxon. Saxon is our div of a cat. He's not realistically right in the head. However, because the other cats have had their figures painted, he deserves it as well, because even though he's a div, he's a good boy. Let's get a dry brush of grey on him, or the base rather. Now I can start painting him properly. So as with every human painting, well, he's not human, he's Gallifreyan. Lowest level first, or lowest part of the model, and you build up in layers. So it's flesh time, and this is GW Bronzed Flesh, which is my go-to colour, and I'm just going to do the hands and face. Just make sure I get round the back of the neck there, because that is quite a low coloured top that he's got on. Alright. Okay, that can dry before I move on to the next colour. Okay, well, the bulk of the clothing on the Master here is black, so I'm just going to wade straight into it. The only deviation is sort of like a t-shirt he wears underneath, and you can see the bottom of that crop out from underneath his hoodie, and his shoes, which are brown. Now, unlike the Strax miniature, which you've already seen, I'm going to use a different method of doing black, because this iteration of the Master is in sort of flannels, sweatpants, hoodie type thing, and he's been running around in sort of rubbish tips and things like that. So what I'm going to do is just use greys to gradually work the sort of highlights up and make it a little bit dirtier rather than the very clean suit that Strax had. And just for quickness, while I've got the opportunity and the other coat is drying, I may as well just quickly get his hair done with the first coat on that, and this is a Tamiya dark yellow. Yeah, that's not too bad to start off with. We'll get a wee spot of brown on his shoes here. Now I'll quickly just get a flesh wash on those flesh coloured areas. And the hair to get some definition on there. Might have been a wee bit overzealous. Good thing about ink is you can just use paper to block it off. Alright, then that can dry, and we'll start working up the highlights. Let's get some elf flesh and dry brush it onto those flesh areas. And because he's got very pale hair, I am actually going to use bleached bone to lighten that hair colour up. I'm going to give him a wee spritz on the face as well, because he is not well in this particular episode. Now we're going to have a smidge of grey and just dirty that hoodie up. Try not to be too overzealous with the colours. Now that is kind of what I was after. And apart from eyes, the last thing that has to be done on this one is to put his red t-shirt on. And this was actually a very simple and fast paint. And I don't mind too much the fact that this is being done on a black background, because, like I said, this is a very sort of dirty, sort of wasteland type of paint scheme. And you know what? Apart from eyeballs, I'm going to call him done. So that's another miniature in the bag, but there's more crafting and painting to be done tomorrow. If you want to follow along, please do hit subscribe, and I'll see you then.